how to create a colourful halftone droplet design in Affinity Photo using the Deform filter, as well as halftone of course. I'm using a shape. I'm just going to go for a diamond. I always like diamond. I don't know about you, but maybe you've got a favourite shape that you always use. Please put in the comments. Always nice to know because I use diamond a lot, mainly for my tutorials. Filters, colours, and then down to halftone. Also, is there any way of setting a default for these? Because it always gets me every time. I always go to colour because I like colour, the colour one, and also I like cosine. It would be nice if you could, and I'm also going to set the cell size. So that would be great as a default. However, that isn't the default. Is there a way of setting the default? So it always comes to that. In the comments, always would be great to know how to do that because it does occasionally annoy. Click apply. So you've got your design there. You can also apply other effects. So you can always go to filters and blur and maybe Gaussian blur. Click apply. Now go to filters and distort and deform. And you can add a lot of pins around the edge. Unfortunately, there's no feature, and it would be nice if there was, to be able to pin down all the edges of that shape or the layer, any layer. So you can quickly go over here and you've got rigid, you can use similarity. I've got master 100%. And you can add these pins or handles, whatever you want to call them. And you can add them all the way around the edge. That's a work around the fact that there is no sort of like freeze the edge of a layer. So I've got a police car in the background I can hear going flying past. Obviously crimes against my use of Affinity Photo perhaps. However, just going up there. So I've got pins all the way around there. Once you've done that, you've near enough frozen as much as possible all the edge. But now I'm just going to put a pin in the centre or handle. And I'm going to drag out. And you can see as you do that, you get this nice colourful effect. And I'll just go for this red, say. So that red one, I can drag that out. Go for that one, I can drag that out. You can always go back close to that, just create another one and just drag it out again. So you can go all the way around. Now if you go for similarity, I'm just going to go for similarity just so you can create different designs as well. Actually quite a nice surreal design actually. So you can use that to create a very sort of unusual effect. But then you get the colour streaks from things, which might be what you want anyway. But you can always go back to rigid if you prefer that. Don't know which one you prefer. Personally, I think the other one, the similarity, probably works better. But it's just to show you, you can quickly create these droplets. However, what you can do is if you go very close and you just drag it out, and you can see then it just blends in, and you can then create some very abstract designs. And you can just pull that out. And of course, this is still vector, well, it's not vector layer now, but it's a layer with transparency. So what you can do is, of course, you can add other effects to that. So I'm just going to finish off there, and I can drag that out there, and you can drag it out all the way out to the edge, drag it off the document if you wish, and you can see what happens then. And of course, that's how you can go and apply other filters such as mirror to create some very interesting combinations of colour designs. Or maybe apply the deform again. I'm not going to, I could do that. Let's just try it. So filters, repeat, deform. Yeah, that actually creates quite an unusual design. However, that's not what I wanted. So you've got that. You can then go to view and studio and layers. And you can simply go over down here to FX. Maybe go for like 3D or something. So go for 3D and you can change that, tweak that, and you can see you can create a nice 3D design. Maybe go for just a bit of outer shadow. Always like a bit of shadow there. Again, this would be nice. Another feature that if you know how to get around this, because in Photoshop you can set a default. Certainly can. Quite certain you can. However, it would be lovely in layer effects if you could set a default. You know, this is the setting I want because I like the shadow, but the shadow is useless because it starts at 0 shadow. Because who would ever set a 0 shadow? You wouldn't. You go to it, you want to set into it, surely. That would make sense. And you can change intensity. So you can set up, I think actually, to be honest, that's probably better. So you've got your design there. And of course, you can always distort it and do other things with it. So you can also go to a layer, my favourite thing, new pattern layer from selection. just create a selection. And you can see then you've got your design there. And you can deselect that one so you don't. And again, you can go over here with select here with move and mirror. So you can just create a nice mirrored design, very quick and easy. And of course, you can always duplicate the design because you can hold down the Alt option. Do you use the Alt option or do you use the layer and duplicate? I've actually mentioned quite often Alt option, and people have actually turned around and said, what do you mean by that? It's on the keyboard, the keys on there. So you can go there and you can see you can duplicate it. So you can create some very interesting, colourful combinations of designs that way as well. I don't want to go that, but I've just pointed it out. You can use that, and you can just bring that back in again. So you've got your design there, and of course you can always distort that. Another thing you can always do is you can go to layer menu and you can rasterize it. And then you've got here, preserve layer effects. Well, I don't want that. What I want to do is actually rasterize the whole lot. And then of course I can go to filters and distort. I could even use repeat deform and create obviously that, which is fine. But you can also go to filters and distort and deform that and just deform that. And again, if you want to, you can put pins all the way around that. So you could just add pins around any layer. So you just put them around and then it will force approximately. But that's why it would be nice as a feature. If it was a feature that you could actually say, just freeze the whole thing. So you could only work from the center. So if when you drag that out, you can see you can pull those out and that would be like that. You can shove those ones. That's nice the way. Just pulls those ones, push against that one. So you can create some very unusual designs using these droplet of colour. That works just as well if you went for monochrome, I'm quite certain. So you could see you could create a nice monochrome design. Hope you found this of interest. Thank you much.